coming over.
Yeah.
I was coming down the M7, down cow pasture, about an hour ago, and it was raining there, but
yeah,
might miss us, hopefully.
It's too dark for this, but hopefully they keep moving.
I was telling the boys, you've got the best setup of all the cameramen.
Me, yeah.
Yeah. The boy I worked with last night, he didn't even have a bloody headphones on.
Oh yeah, right.
So
I get paranoid. I need to know everything's. I can hear, I can see it. I mean, you can do it with the basic setup.
yeah, I
especially
know.
if you're on batteries and that. But it's not power.
You have power here?
Yeah, down there.
Oh, that's good.
Mic check 1 2 1 2 commentary channel 1. I wanted the chicken wrap so I could like pick it up and take a mouthful of it.
Yeah.
But I had none ready, so I didn't. First world problem.
I'm actually lenting, so I can't have any. Yeah. I've heard the canteen isn't bad here, actually.
Yeah, it was a perfect will. He had the chicken wrap or whatever it was. He said it was pretty good. And Justin had a bacon egg roll. So.
Yeah, right. Looks good. That's the beef burger?
It's pretty good. $10.
Not bad.
Pay more for less at McDonald's.
100%. Telling the boys how you had the mixer last night.
Oh yeah.
And now they all want to buy themselves mixers.
Well, I heard they're all going to supply us with one.
Well, I've got one, but
Because I was supposed to doing 2 commentators and stuff.
next week there's my game is too. I don't know if you're at that one. Do you get your thing in advance or no?
No, I know sort of month to month. I don't get told who's commentating.
I'm at Blackdown next week, I think.
I was here last week. We're here again next week, actually. No, sorry, I'm at United on Sunday.
Maybe I'm there.
And then back here on the Saturday. And then I've got another 2 months worth of December yesterday.
Right.
Start doing Sydney AFL.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up,
Does it pay more than this?
Usually you get 2 games, so you do the men's and the women's.
Yeah.
You get less than double.
Okay.
Because it's only the one setup. And it's like
Yeah.
they go off where the next game comes on, so it's pretty continuous.
Yeah.
Plus you're sitting in the clubhouse. There's one ground where you're basically sitting like on that balcony over there.
Yeah, right.
So you just undercover with power. Got a canteen and bar behind you all day.
Beautiful.
Bit of a day out. And then the other ground at Rouse Hill, you're up in the coaching box. So they've got like, it's like a little carport, it's like a little single car garage and then a box on top of it.
Yeah, right.
You're in the box on top of it, so again you've got power, you're
Yeah.
indoors. Got aircon in there if you need it, so I was in there last year, just in there all day.
Do they have commentators too?
Their match of the week they do, the rest we live stream it.
Yeah, right.
And some of them we record and they upload it, but I think now they just it's easier for just to live stream it.
Yeah.
And just save it to the server. Commentary channel 1, test 1 2 1 2. Test 1 2. Test 1 2 1 2. Commentary channel 1. Test 1 2. We can go to the ground and they say, oh, can you turn your fence mic up? And I'm like, yeah, it's on max, there's nobody here, but there's just no sound.
Quiet day out.
You go to Valentine Park and you're on that back field,
Yeah.
you're on your own, like, 'cause you're on this side of the field.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no one there, there's no PA, there's no sound. It's either being looked doing it and we're doing half the house rules.
Couldn't ya?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he brings his own stuff. Hell yeah. Mm. Blue. Guys, your pants are a bit short, bro. Wife as well?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ernie Smith Reserve for round 5 action between the SD Raiders and Sydney United in the NPL Men's New South Wales competition. Sydney United currently top of the National Premier League's New South Wales and flying at the moment. 4 wins in their first 4 starts. The SD Raiders finding life in the top tier a lot tougher than they would have expected. Yet to secure a victory and only 1 point after their first 4 outings. And that is why Coach Goran Ljuboja has rung the changes. 3 changes for the SD Raiders. James Letta, Martin Fernandez and Jonathan Sebatu all come into the starting lineup. That sees Jet McHugh-Shaw, Luka Knežević and Noah Chianese drop to the bench. They start with number 1, Michael Figuera in goals. Number 4, Cooper Hannigan. Number 6, Lachlan Everett. Number 7, Mikhail Marcic. Number 8, James Letta. Number 12, Nathan McGrath. Number 17, Martin Fernandez. Number 19, Riley Cox-Barlow. Number 21, Sebastian Malfara. Number 22, Jonathan Sebatu. And number 37, Robert Eramugo. For the league leading Sydney United and Miro Vlastelica, just the 1 change. That's Farah Coco coming into the squad in place of teenage sensation Gabriel Tilo, who gets a well-earned rest after a phenomenal opening 4 rounds to the season. And they start in the following lineup. Number 1, Adam Pavlicic. Number 3, Bailey Rule. Number 6, Dylan Rose. Number 8, Tomoki Wada. Number 9, Kyle Chimenti. Number 10, Carlos De Oliveira. Number 14, Liam McGing. Number 16, Anthony Kilic. Number 17, Michael Glassick. Number 23, Mason Wells. And as mentioned earlier, number 44, Farah Coco. On the bench for the visitors, number 2, Max Burato. Number 5, Anthony Tomilic. Number 12, Gabriel Tilo. Number 15, Adrian Knez. Number 19, Michael Krislovic. Number 22, Nick Pratežina. And number 41, Adrian Bajina. For the home side, their bench sees number 5, Jet McHugh-Shaw. Number 9, Yakov Malbasha. Number 10, Luka Knežević. Number 14, Noah Chianese. Number 18, Charlie Ragg. Number 23, Thomas Mako. And reserve goalkeeper, Oliver Prizdak. Teams are just about to kick off. The SD Raiders in their green, white and white will attack from right to left, and Sydney United in their normal home colours in red, white and blue. A local derby here. These two separated maybe by 15 minutes or so. And it's the home team that get us underway. A change of formation as well from Goran Ljuboja. He's been playing with 5 at the back so far this campaign, but today decided to change things around, lining up in a 4-4-2. It'll be interesting to see how United can adjust to the conditions, and not talking about the conditions in terms of the weather, but more so the field. It's a heavy foul there by De Oliveira on Riley Cox-Barlow. As I was saying, not about the weather, it's more so the pitch. The pitch does look good on the eye, but it is quite bumpy out there. The grass is still a little long, and speaking to Ljuboja pre-game, it's still not 100% where they want it. It's not too far where they want it to be, but at the moment, still hasn't got to where they need it. It looks as though this one will be taken by Malfara. And Malfara goes direct, and Pavlicic was scrambling there for a moment, but it looked as though he was pretty safe with that one. In a very humid afternoon, or a humid day, I should say, in Sydney today, in particular in southwest Sydney. No different at this point. We are expecting some rain, but that rain shouldn't fall until the second half. This, of course, is a continuation of round 5. We had our first match played last night at Seymour Shaw, and it was a surprise victory for the Western Sydney Wanderers, overcoming the Sutherland Sharks by 3-2. A phenomenal game of football with a very special goal scored by Tia Waraga. And the Wanderers climbing up the ladder as well, securing their second win of the season. And leaving the Sharks in that bottom third of the competition. Strong challenge from Eramugo on, sorry, it was Sebatu on Rule. Rule wearing the captain's armband for Sydney United. He's Chimenti. Holds up the ball well, plays in rows. Tough pass back, and Glassick has to recover and retrieve. No pressure on him though. No flag raised. Here's De Oliveira now. Thinks about the shot. Blocked by Letta. Out now to Mason Wells. Loves these one-on-one situations, and an excellent challenge from Sebatu. First corner of the afternoon goes the way of the visitors. Corner comes in swinger, difficult one to deal with, headed away by Mudchich, and they were lucky no one attacked that near post. And Cox Barlow here trying to get ahead of Farakoko, and he does so, and a lot of space now, and Cox Barlow should have taken that in. Instead, plays it to Fernandez, who just lofts it into the box, and what an opportunity. Cox Barlow had so much space to run into there. I'm unsure why he played the early pass and had so much time and space, and that's what Yubba is telling him now. That was a real opportunity for the home side. Rule gives it away to Sebatu, who returns the favour. A couple pieces of the ground already really dug up. Pitch is quite soft, it'd seem. Chimenti allowed to turn. Across came the challenge from McGrath. And Mason Wells takes the ball out of play. Got Yubio playing groundskeeper and playing back to fix up the piece of grass that had come out. Good work from the SD Raiders coach. Maybe another role he could take up at the club. Quite busy at the moment. Who's the head of football at the SD Raiders? Playing groundsman as well now. Can add that to his CV. Ball played over the top, and Figueira comes out to the edge of his area and claims it. Ball played forward toward Cox Barlow. Strong challenge in midfield with De Oliveira. Good strength from De Oliveira to hold off that challenge and win the free kick as well for his team. Glassick spreads the ball to the left. Krilic making a forward run, and hasn't he had a good start to the season? Last year didn't see much of him and didn't really get the minutes he thought he deserved under Juric. Getting him now under Vlastelica and really proving a point. Good work there from Sebatu to make the overlapping run. 1-on-1 with Wells. Falls backward and holds off the challenge. Can't find the pass though. Coming away is Wada. Skipped over the challenge from Everett, and Farakoko pulled back there. Cooper Hannigan was the culprit. Definitely had a hand in Farakoko's shirt, and Cooper Hannigan The referee blowing the whistle had a real decision to make. It seemed as though the right back was the last man of defence, and quite easily could have been a free kick in a dangerous position, but more worryingly for Goran Ljuboja, it could have been a red card, which would have been Hannigan's second of the season. Glitch lofts it forward towards Cimenti. Letta did enough. Here's Figuera. Sabatu manages to keep it in, but wait, Wells putting him under pressure immediately. Peramugo couldn't control that. The ball might just roll out. It does. United throw. De Oliveira plays it forward, but goes out of play. Throw in to the home team. As we said, one match already played today in the round. A couple others currently in action. Apia lead Blacktown City by 1-0. Took the lead there after only 4 minutes of play. Quick start for the home team at Lambert. A whole plethora of games are to follow. At 5:30, Spirit take on St. George City. 6:15, UNSW and Marconi do battle at the Village Green. St. George Saints take on Manly United from 6:30, and the final game of the evening sees Hillingdon face off against Sydney Olympic, and wasn't that a dangerous ball into the box? Again, begging for someone to attack it, and that's the second time in this game that nobody's really made an attempt to attack the ball into the box. It was a good ball in by Farah Coco. The action for round 5 concludes on Sunday at 3 p.m. as the Wollongong Wolves host high-flying Sydney FC. Lots of football still to come. Figuera sends this one long. Rolly Cox-Barlow tried to flick it on. Good challenge again from Sebatu, and he knows he's got to be right on the touch of Mason Wells. No doubt well aware of the quality that Wells possesses. Figuera plays it forward. One might just roll out of the box of Pavlicic. It did, but he brought it in quick enough. Cox-Barlow wasn't close enough to create a problem. And the game plan seems from Goran Ljuboja to try and keep the side in the game. Up until the second half, and with the likes of Knežević, Chianese, and even Malbashak, who was on off the bench last week to score, to perhaps put the United bench under some pressure, but they still got a lot of work to get there, and the game plan, it seems, is a good one. Only if the SD Raiders can keep United scoreless until the second half. Mason Wells might have other ideas about that. Crosses the ball in, decent ball into the air. Farah Coco attacked it this time, but couldn't get the purchase on the header that he desired. And the header well wide of the target in the end. Throwing to United on the far side. Kulic to take. Headed on toward Wada by Chimenti, but read by Letta. And now Speranza. And it looked as though Rule had lost his footing. Not too much of a complaint, though, from Eramugo, so it suggested that he perhaps got a touch on him. Here is Rule now in the attacking third. Closed down, though, by Everett. Sebatu picks up the scraps. Sebatu finds Malfarah, and a bit of space here for Malfarah to drive in, and he has options to the right, but goes central into the feet of Cox Barlow, who's done so well to hold off three, and now plays it into Ramugo, who just manages to keep it in, but his touch takes the ball out in the end anyway. Goal kick for Sydney United now. And Pavlicic gets things restarted. Throw taken forward. And Marcic gets it in, but just a little short. Ramugo just couldn't get there. Did well, Marcic, to cross it in. Here's Wells, 1-on-1 with Sebatu. And again, Sebatu's had a very, very good start to this game. Vlasic out to Farah Coco. Farah Coco now lifts the ball into the box. Figueira should get there, and he does. Too far away from Chimenti. Again, I can only imagine that United players will, not just because of the weather, but because of the soft, heavy pitch, will really, really start to take effect in the second half. And as I said, if Ljubljana's game plan works out, they really could hurt United in the second half. Kneževic's first game that he starts on the bench this season, started all 4 previous matches. Scored as well in round 1 against Sydney FC, albeit from the penalty spot. But definitely a player that can affect the game and influence the result. De Oliveira for McGing. And the forward pass there from McGing was intended for Wells, but very well set up at the moment. The structure is very difficult for United to break down. Impressive start from the Raiders. In fairness, in patches, they've been very, very good this season. The problem is the consistency throughout the game. They can't keep it up, and silly errors like that one cost them. And Vlastelica rightfully off his seat immediately. Didn't see much of a foul there. The whistle blew, and Letta perhaps got away with one. Here's Hannigan. Gets away from 2 challengers, jumps away from Coco, and De Oliveira continues his run forward, goes down, wanted the foul, whistle didn't come. No advantage either, says the referee. And now Kulich, stopped by Malfarah. Malfarah letting the referee know what he thought. The fourth official just saying that the advantage was played there. SD feel there wasn't enough of an advantage played, and that's why they're upset with not getting the free kick there. McGinn, short to rule. Good challenge again. Sebatu's been really putting his body about, and Mason Wells so far unable to get the better of the left back. Sebatu did get injured in that round one game. Back into the starting lineup today. United with another corner now. Wells to deliver, and the last one was quite good. Just didn't have anyone attacking that near post. Again toward the near post. This time Wada was there, but he was well marshalled. And Cox Barlow putting the pressure on Rule. He had to get that one out quickly, and now SD can perhaps counter, but who else? Carlos de Oliveira there to block, and now leading the charge the other way. Wins the foul. Intelligent from de Oliveira. Just fell in front of Malfarah and won his team the free kick. Malfarah not happy with the call, but enough experience from de Oliveira to know exactly what to do to win that free kick for his side. Now Wada will deliver another ball into the box. We've had 20 minutes and still no clear-cut opportunity. The best chance for United, that ball into the box from Farah Koko. Can they create one here now? Wada goes direct to Moki. Wada with a special strike from a difficult angle. Beats Michael Figuera to the delight of the United fans. And after such a good first half, the SD Raiders go down. Tomoki Wada with a spectacular goal to open the scoring. Perhaps Figuera should have done better there. But Wada catching the Raiders keeper out. The Raiders fans, players I should say, unhappy still with the call that the referee made there. Here's Hannigan sending it long, headed away by McGinn. And Sebatu there feeling the after effects of that collision with Wells. Good tackle there. He looked a good tackle from McGrath, and now the SD players are very, very upset with that call. They are not happy at all, and they've got to control their emotions here and not let the way things are going get the better of them. A couple calls haven't gone their way at the moment, and they're very, very upset. As I said, they need to keep their emotions in check. Here's Krlic, rides that challenge from Hannigan, but Fernandez back, battling and winning the ball for his team. Wada slides in, but loses out to Fernandez. Farah Koko this time comes across, wins the ball. Here's de Oliveira, loses out now though. And now SD go the other way, and Fernandez and Krlic coming together off the ball. just seems as though call after call is going the way of United. And the SD Raiders coaching staff are not happy at all. Long ball that's left by Sebatu for Figuera. Header won by Krilic. Cleared forward by McGrath. McGrath wins the header. Now Malfarah. Looked a bit of a push in the back. No foul. It's as though the Raiders players are starting to get a bit frustrated with themselves as well now. They need to control the game. They need to stay in the game. Can't afford to concede a second. United will be very, very difficult to beat if they were to go down by 2 or more. McGrath looks to switch the ball for Sebatu. Couldn't take the touch forward. It was a smart idea and a strong challenge from De Oliveira. That's what Carlos De Oliveira gives you. Always strong challenges, but fair, strong challenges. That's why he's so desired to have in your team. That's why straight after his suspension that carried on from last season into this, he was straight back into the starting lineup. An important cog in Mirovastalitz's side. De Oliveira loses out this time to Ramugo, but off the ground he wins the ball back and wasn't really well cleared. Sebatu. De Oliveira got caught there. I think Fernandez might be offside, and he is. Pavlicic. Send this one forward now. Looking for Chimenti. Strong there, header from McGrath. Wada can't bring it down and turn. Fernandez for Cox Barlow. Now Hannigan has some space, but Farah Coco working hard in defence. Hannigan, though, gets the better of him. But Krilic is there and does well to win his team a goal kick. Good challenge from Ante Krilic. It looked as though the last touch came off Hannigan. I think the referee made the right call there that time. McGrath again. For a player that isn't as tall as your normal centre-backs, he gets really well up in the air, wins a lot of ball in the air, strong when it comes to heading. Here's Wells, space opening up now for Rule, who has a go and sprays that one wide. Bustalitz asking Wells and Farah Coco to switch sides now. Something different for Sebatu to think about. And also, I think Coco's done a really good job keeping in check Cooper Hannigan. Just because of his pace, Hannigan loves marauding down that right flank, but Farah Coco's kept up with him. This could maybe allow Hannigan a bit more space. Krilic clears away. Sebatu under pressure. Can't control that one. And Bailey are all now with the throw. Coco turns centrally. Good challenge. Referee judges there was too much of the player there. Koronyubaya sits down in frustration. Here's De Oliveira. Classic. Wide to Kulic. Kulic all the way back to Glasic now. Ball over the top. Kulic is offside, and aside from that free kick, SD Raiders have been really well structured. United hasn't been able to break him down that easy. Two balls on the park at the moment. Figueroa will get things restarted. Headed away by Glasic. So strong defensively. Ball forward now for Wells, who's operating down that left wing. And De Oliveira was there and available. Vlastelica wanted De Oliveira on the ball, but Wells chose to play the ball back instead. Here's McGing. And plays the ball out of play. No foul this time for United. McGrath. Forward looking for Marcic, but Kulic clears away, and Mihail Marcic hasn't seen much of the ball at all in this first half. Free kick taken quickly. Cox Barlow rides a couple. Keeps going, but a good challenge from Rose. Stuck his toe in from behind and managed to come away with the ball. Figueroa had to react quickly and did so. Nice touch from Alfara. And now Marcic on the ball. De Oliveira fouled again. Hannigan cuts inside, crosses in the box. Can't find a teammate, and that'll be a goal kick. Header comes in. Fernandez looking for Eramugo. Eramugo goes down, wants a foul, doesn't come, but last touch was off rule. Had to react to ensure the ball didn't go out for a corner. And clear foul there on Cox Barlow, who's been pretty energetic for the SD Raiders. And Marty Fernandez and Lachlan Everett stand over this one. City not open the scoring from the set piece. Can the home team equalise from a set piece of their own? Looks as though it'll be Fernandez. It is Fernandez, and it was dropping fast. Pavlicic had to react, and he did. Punching away. Smart save from the United goalkeeper. Fernandez leaves it for Sebatu. Marcic tried to turn. Cleaning up the damage was McGing. That ball straight through to Pavlicic, who now releases Krlic. Good turn in and looking for the run of Chimenti. Figueira was slow off his line there. Managed to get there though. Everett to McGrath. Malfarah. Back to Everett. Letta. All the way back to Figueira. Almost closed down Figueira. Glassick finds the pass to Mason Wells, who's one-on-one with Hannigan. Good defending from Marcic. Getting back and helping his teammates. Throw in to United. Good defending again from the home team, and now Eramugo, if that ball was played in front, Bailey Rule would have had something to think about, and losing his footing in the pitch is Robbie Eramugo there. McGing square for Glassick. De Oliveira. Good challenge in the middle of the park from Lockie Everett, and now Fernandez can hit him from distance. Was closed down there by Glassick though. Marcic, Malfarah. And closed down. Oliveira comes away with the ball, and now United might look to break. Yes, they do have a number of players back though. Wells one-on-one with Hannigan again. Has Farah Coco in support. Goes on his own, Mason Wells. And Cooper Hannigan this time wins the battle between those two. And now space for Marty Fernandez. Closed down by Krlic. And now Sydney United could look to create some damage here. Krlic cuts in on the right. Still Krlic. Couldn't get the shot away. Couldn't get the pass away. And free kick the way of the SD Raiders. Aramuga, great turn, smart use of the body. Finds Riley Cox-Barlow here now. Marcic, and that ball just went over his foot there. Should have done better, Marcic. Had to test Pavlicic at least. Chimenti wins the header. Coco. And Sebatu again. Strong challenge. Comes in from Everett as well. Chance falls for Farah. Coco just wide. Wasn't far away. Figuera looked pretty comfortable though. Apia lead Blacktown City by 3 goals to 1. Blacktown down to 10 as well. Red card 9 minutes before half time. Figueroa will get us restarted with the goal kick. Wells gets the last touch on that one. Fernandez back to let up. Hannigan forward for Malfarra, early cross in, but there's nothing behind that really from Malfarra. He's Everett. Wide to Sebatu. Delivers that one toward Marcic at the back post. Header won though by Ante Krilic. Hannigan. Sebatu forward now too. Everett gets his head up, and you feel as though Chianese might need to come on and offer a little bit of ability to hold the ball up and get his teammates involved. The idea of using the pace of, and mobility, I should say, of Fernandez and Cox-Barlow has worked, but it just means that they don't have the potential to use someone to link play up for them. McGrath again wins the header. And Rose looked as though he'd shown a bit of studs there. No whistle came. ST come away with the ball anyway though. McGrath gets his head up, looking for Aramugo. It was a good idea from Aramugo to try and flick the ball through for Marcic, but good defending from Bailey Rule to stay nice and close. Didn't allow Aramugo to get that ball through. Farah Coco didn't know where Sebatu was, and that'll be the first corner of the afternoon for the home team. Only a couple minutes out from the break. What a God on your boy, I love a goal now. Clouds are getting a little more darker and threatening as the game progresses as well. I don't think that rain is too far away, which could also have an effect on the game. Now Farah will take the corner. Fernandez comes short. Now Farah ignores him. Instead goes to Cooper Hannigan. And Hannigan lifts it toward the far post. Pavlicic should have this good claim from Pavlicic. That ball was travelling for way too long, and he gave Pavlicic a lot of time to come see and collect, which he did. So Batu and Coco both missed the ball. Ramu goes past to Everett, isn't precise enough. Rose comes and cleans up the loose ball in midfield. Overlapping now is De Oliveira. Back to Rule. De Oliveira stays wide right, wants the ball played. Gets it now. Good ball from Bailey Rule. Lots of time for De Oliveira to pick a cross in and find someone. Wada, nobody challenging there. Inside the 6-yard box, no green shirt challenging Tomoki Wada. And he should have done better there, really, Wada, with that opportunity. SD Raiders getting away with one. Just the desire to attack that ball, in particular when you're a goal down. It's got to be more hungrier there, the SD Raiders defensively. Rule, good central pass to find Coco. The top switch as well now for Wells. Kulich overlapping, doesn't need him. Letta had to react. Chimenti was arriving at the far post. Here's Glasic. Last touch off Hannigan.
With 5v3, just play out. Stop pitching it. Play with some fucking balls.
Ball back for Rule. Rule has a go from distance, and Figueira had to think about that. So Batu Wadden that played short as we move into injury time now of the first half. Ball over the top. Hannigan needs to react here. The Raiders can't concede now. Not this late in the game. Again, a questionable free kick leading to Sydney United's opener. And the only goal of the game so far, Tomoki Wada with a special free kick. Found the top corner of the far post. And that is all really that we've had during the game. Neither side has really created a clear-cut opportunity inside this first 45 minutes. That chance going the way of United from an acute angled free kick into the top corner. The only goal of the game so far. After the first 45 minutes here at Ernie Smith Reserve, it's the SD Raiders 0, Sydney United 58-1. two sides have re-emerged here. Ernie Smith reserve for the second half here between the ST Raiders and Sydney United 58. It is the visitors that lead by 1-0. Tomoki Wada with a wonder free kick. Perhaps Michael Figuera could have done a little better with. Nonetheless, the only real chance of the first half and the only goal of first half action. The rain held out for the first half, but now can feel a few little sprinkles. Again, I felt this grass pitch may affect the visitors in the second half of this game, but if it was to rain, I can only imagine it would be City United that might find it a little harder in the second half to cope with the changed conditions and an even heavier field than what it already is. But at the moment, United doesn't care about the weather. They don't care about the pitch conditions either. All that they care about is that they're ahead on the scoreboard. And the ST Raiders have a little bit of work to do. They were quite good in the first half structurally. Made it difficult for United to break them down and really restricted United to crosses into the box. No clear-cut chances. But from a free kick from a very acute angle, Tomoki Wada managed to beat Michael Figuera, and that is where we stand at the moment. Marčić gets a little fortunate there with the bounce, but can't find the pass. Seemed as though he may have got stuck in two minds there, whether to play Hannigan or Cox Barlow. In the end, plays the ball through to Michael Glasic, who comfortably returns it to Pavlicic. Oh, how about that for a touch from Wada? McGrath reacted quick enough to win the back, and last touch there off McGrath. It will be a Sydney United throw. Ante Kilic will take the throw for United. As I said, being one of United's most informed players so far this season. Wada doing well to get a toe in there. The ball looked to be getting away from him. Good challenge from Sebatu, who had a very good first half. Controlled one of the most anxious players in the league, Mason Wells, quite well. And then when Farah Coco switched sides, did a good job on him too. Hannigan loses out to Wells, but recovered well. And comes away with the ball there, Cooper Hannigan. Kilic trying to stay with him. Good tackle from Ante Kilic. And Glasic clears away. Hannigan with a little cheeky ankle tap on Kilic. Marčić was getting closed down quickly by Chimenti there. Good touch from Goran Ljuboja, showing he's still got some quality in those old legs of his. Not sure about the pants, they're a little short, but maybe that allows him to flick the ankle when needed. Let up to Sebatu. Nice touch there from Eramugo, who wants it back. Robbie Eramugo can't get there though. Good challenge from McGing. Offside flag is raised here on the near side though. I think that was for the initial touch, or flick I should say, from Eramugo. Pavlicic searching for Farakoko. Sebatu heads it away. Headed on, but Glasic's there to clear. Wada crosses in toward Wells. Hannigan reacts well. Chimenti closed down by Sebatu. Leta comes away with the ball. Now Marčić. Can the Raiders create something? Kilic loses out to, sorry, Hannigan loses out to Kilic. Strong from the left back. Timing his challenges perfectly well so far, and frustrating Hannigan on a couple occasions already. Glassick looks to feed in. Wells, what a ball from Michael Glassick. And now Wells, his touch let him down. Hannigan slid in and comes away with the ball. Looks to send it forward, but that one slid over the foot as he went to play it forward. Long throw from Kilic, headed away by Everett. De Oliveira to it first. Another game that kicked off at the same time as this one. Bit of action there, in fact. Apia leading currently by 3-1. Blacktown also getting themselves down to 10 men. A red card given in that one. Apia looking like they're going to record another win. Everett now driving forward. And Christie Park also, that game kicking off at 5:30. Northwest Sydney Spirit and St. George City 0-0. Roberto just asking for patience from his team. As Farakoko looks to size up Sebatu, who once more makes a good challenge. Had to be careful of the spin of the ball there and the bounce in the end. Referee gives a foul against Sebatu. Ball played forward to Coco. Good pass from Rose. And now Rule in a good position. Cuts it back for Wada. One more pass, and maybe a pass too many there. Oh, and almost an assist from Sabatu for Wells, who couldn't sort himself out in time. Figuera. To Letta. Helping a little bit from the City United fans throughout the whole game is the SD Raiders captain. Oh, good feet there from Fernandez. McGrath looking for Eramugo. Wasn't a bad idea, but a little bit too much on the pass. Eramugo manages to get to it though. Into the feet of Malfarra. Driving into the box now, Seb Malfarra. Cleared away by Rose. Sebatu. Forward pass, looking for McGrath at the back post, and the field is a little dewy now with this light rain that's fallen. And it was a difficult one to deal with for Kilic. They've won themselves a corner here, the SD Raiders. First of the second half, second of the game. Cross comes in good in swing out toward the near post. Headed clear by Chimenti. Hannigan thought about the shot. Has a go now and got a lot of power behind it, but not so much the accuracy. Always pulling wide. Looked good initially off the foot, but sliced it a little too much there, Cooper Hannigan. Here's Sebatu Forward for Eramugo. Cuts it back to Sabatu. McGrath, square, full letter. Now Farah turns away from Wada. Was looking for the run of Eramugo, but how about that for confident defending from McGing? Bailey rules say he meant that too. As United keep the ball, and Rose drives through midfield, plays in Wells, but the flag is raised. Offside, Mason Wells. Another corner now for the Raiders.
Yoni, come on, brother. Let's do it.
Now Farah will take the corner. Been a good start to the second half for the SD Raiders. A few more opportunities, or half opportunities I should say, created in the City United third. Can they make one a little bit clearer? Now Faradou's good ball in header from Marcic. Looked to be heading very close to inside that far post. And Sabatu drops it for Everett. Kilic reacts, clears away. SD Raiders' best chance of the game so far. Falls the way of Mihail Marcic. Clearance off the line ensures the score. Has the visitors still in front. Oh, and Rose there. A little reckless from him. Sees him earn himself a yellow card. And he's the first card of the game so far. It's a bit surprising it's taken 57 minutes to get a card come out. How many fouls we had in the first 45. Here's Madric. Closed down again by De Oliveira and Farakoko. And Figuera. That was very risky from him, and on first viewing it looked as though he collected that ball outside of his area, but tough to tell from this angle. Definitely looked very, very close. It's not the first time Figuera's handled outside his area. Referee letting a lot go at the moment. It looks as though Gilbert is preparing a number of changes, and this will be interesting to see how this tiring United defence reacts with that. There'll definitely be a bit of fire in the belly, in particular for Luka Knežević. Figuera wide to Hannigan, and McGrath almost got in the way of that pass from Figuera. Hannigan takes that one out of play. Kilic looking for Wada. Letter stepped out, but Malfara couldn't bring that one under control. And now McGing has a bit of space. Wells was looking for the central pass. Didn't come off. That's nice from the home team. Rose has to be careful. He's on a yellow. It's back to Sebatu. And the teenage sensation, Gabriel Tilo, preparing to come on for Sydney United, and I'm guessing Farah Coco will be the one to make way. Hannigan gives another ball away. Coco for Krlic. Has a number of assists to his name this season. Krlic looking to add another, and Wada couldn't crane the neck back far enough. Pressure continues. Coco looked to flick it on. No one reacting, and Vlastelica asking the question, why didn't anyone tell Coco he had time to bring that down? Looks as though it'll be a double change for Ljuboja. In fact, a triple change it looks. Knežević, Malbaša and Rag all preparing to come on. I'll correct myself again. A quadruple change. Add Noah Chianese to that list. 4 players about to come on as Mihal Marcic gets beyond Krlic, and there's a right idea from Marcic. Just couldn't curl it enough into the path of Cox Barlow. As Rule looks to release Mason Wells, and Gilbert doesn't want to concede. Not now when he's about to make a quadruple change. Oliveira wasn't far away from Carlos de Oliveira. And here we go. 4 changes incoming for the home team. Looks as though it's Cox Barlow, Fernandez, Sebatu and Marcic all coming off. And for United, as suspected, Farah Coco and Mason Wells coming off. Freshening up left and right wings with Gabriel Tilo and Nick Pratežina coming on. Interesting, both coaches making changes in the attacking third. United looking for a second with these changes. Figuera plays it forward. Pratežina looking to make it difficult for Hannigan. Hannigan to Everett, and Everett lifts it looking for Malbaša. Malbaša, who came off the bench last week against Rockdale to score in stoppage time. A lovely strike it was as well. And Wada picks up the loose ball, but McGrath recovered. Intercepts the pass intended for Pratežina. Everett drives past De Oliveira and tried to poke the ball forward for Knežević. Couldn't do so. And the pressure from Krlic proving too much. Krlic with a long throw again. McGrath gets there first. Tilo, central for Rose. Out wide now for Pratežina. Krlic overlapping. Pratežina takes the ball central. Back to Glasek. All the way back to Pavlicic. Lets that one bounce and plays it back to Figuera. Rag, closed down by De Oliveira. And Rag will have to react to not see that one out for a corner instead. Has to settle for a throw for the visitors. Gilbert didn't wait too long to make the decision to throw on some fresh attacking legs. What a high foot there, the SD Raiders. No whistle came, and now they've worked that well. Chianese looking to switch the ball for Knežević, but not enough power behind that. The Stallions have taken a 4th-minute lead at the Village Green against NSW. Game that just kicked off there. Blackdown with a man down have managed to pull a goal back. It's 3-2 now. Still no goals at Christie Park between Northwest Sydney Spirits and St. George City. De Oliveira finds Tilo, searching for Pratežina, but that one will just run away from Nick Pratežina, who kicks the ball away to ensure the SD Raiders can't take that quickly. Rose. McGing again comfortable in possession to find that pass for De Oliveira. Tries to feed in Pratežina, but too much on that. Ball over the top, looking for Malbasha. McGing clears away. And now looks as though someone will get a card from the SD Raiders bench. Yellow card given to someone from the SD Raiders coaching staff who haven't been happy all game. Here's Hannigan. Chianese through for Knežević. Leaves it for Malbasha. And held by Pavlicic in the end. Malbasha didn't quite connect as he should have. Good football. Good football from the home team, and not quite sure what happened there. Missed that for a moment there. Pavlicic will send this one long. Wasn't a bad ball, but classic. Giving Pratežina an earful. Believed he should have attacked that ball. Made an attempt to keep it in. Malfarra plays it forward toward Chianese. Something different now for the United backline to deal with, and already we've seen it looks a lot more threatening. A game plan so far, despite the score going in the way of United, the Raiders do look a lot more threatening after these changes, the three attacking ones in particular. as Eramugo drives forward, finds Chianese, who couldn't quite turn with the ball, still ends up at the feet of Malbashar. Now Knežević in the area. Knežević too close to Pavlicic. And the United keeper comfortably claims. But encouraging signs for Ljuboja's team there, starting to create opportunities now. Led up back to Figuera. Oh, and tough ball. Luckily, Chianese reacted, but still, Dylan Rose comes away with possession. And Rule lifts his head up, plays it out to Tilo. Still Tilo looking to create something. A talented teenager. Rose forced backwards. All the way back, in fact, and Knežević might get here ahead of Pavlicic, and smart keeping. Here's De Oliveira. Referee says that Lachlan Everett got more of De Oliveira before he got the ball. And it's a free kick for United now in a very, very promising position. United fans having themselves a party at the moment. If Tomoki Wada is able to repeat his heroics from the first half, well, I'm sure the roof will be lifted off that stand on the opposite side. Wada and De Oliveira stand over the ball. It looks as though it'll be Wada. And Wada goes direct and just over the bar. Figuera gave him so much space on that near side, tempting Wada to have a go. He did. Wasn't quite precise. Kulic clears away. Not as quick as he once was. Unable to get to that one. Hannigan taking the throw. Jakov flicks the header on for Chianese. Knežević can't get there ahead of McGing. Rose, ball forward, intercepted by Letta. Everett. Now for Rag, whose touch lets him down. Ball forward. Figuera collects and Hannigan released now by the keeper. Hannigan driving forward. Central pass to Malfarra wasn't the right option. Malfarra starting to get heavy legs now as well. On a couple occasions giving the ball away. And this will have the SD fans and players and staff up in arms. A very soft foul going the way of United. They're all up off their feet now. And
let us play for once. They don't need handouts. They've been here for fucking 20 years.
Proper frustration. Proper frustration from Ljuboja at the moment. Understandable after that call. Wada now has the chance and are upset with the free kick in the first half. Wada goes direct again. This time Figuera Gets down and claims. McGrath back to Figuera. McGrath forward. No one there in the green jersey, and Rose allowed to bring it down on the chest. Lovely touch from Dylan Rose. It's leaving a toe in now on Pratejina, just to let him know he's there. De Oliveira back for McGing. As Michael Krislovic prepares to come on, and Adrian Knez for Sydney United. Tomoki Wara, the scorer of the only goal so far in this game, coming off, along with Kyle Chimenti. One for the highlights reel, definitely for Tomoki Wara. First half strike the difference at the moment. Kyle Chimenti worked hard in this game and deserves a break. $15 minutes to go. Figuera can't find a teammate there at all. And now Pratejina cuts inside, plays it through to Krislovic, and the foul goes the other way. Thought that one could quite easily have gone the way of United. For all that SD Raiders feel like they've been on the wrong end of calls, I think on that occasion they were potentially on the right end of one. McGing reads that, comes through, plays in Tilo. De Oliveira runs at Rag. Bit early to head over for the corner flag, and SD won the ball for a moment, but they gave it away so cheaply. Here's Knez. Very calm figure in the middle of the park. Adrian Knez loves getting on the ball. Controlling the play. Vlastelica asking for De Oliveira to be more central, not to creep in the wide positions as he did there. Good ball through for Pratejina. Just didn't read it, and Pratejina thinks he had a corner there. Thinks there was a touch off one of the SD defenders. I think it was Lockie McGrath. Letter has to clear, and that's a poor clearance. It went higher in the sky than what it did further. Good challenge from Knežević on Krlic. That's a tough throw there, but Yanez uses his body well. And now releases Rag, and there is a bit of space here down that flank for SD Raiders. Eramuga gets on the ball. Had a fairly quiet second half, and again, dealt with this time by Tilo. Thomas Mako preparing to come on for the home team. This will be SD's final change of the game. Played forward looking for Mulbashar. Glassick should be able to deal with this. And Mulbashar putting enough pressure on to force the mistake as Lachlan Everett comes off on a yellow card. Hillby not risking anything, and been a pretty good game from Lockie Everett in midfield. Works super hard. Hannigan looks for Letter. That one just bounced away from Letter. Here's Mako, his first touch of the game, and under pressure from Knez. Gets it back to Figuera. Finds Rag with a good ball wide. Here's McGrath. Tilo makes the challenge. Rose. Knez. Rule and Rose again. United keeping possession. This is what they need for these final 10 minutes. Ball back for Glassick. Knežević reads that pass, cuts through it, gets it out to Hannigan. Letter. McGrath. Gilbert trying to drive his team for the final moments of the game. Here's Knežević. Finds Malfarah. Unable to find Mako. And Tilo jumps away from the challenge. Mulbashar working hard. That ball breaks now for Michael Krislovic, and Figuera plays it out. Intelligent there from the goalkeeper. Thought he could have picked that ball up, but saw the pass was on for Charlie Ragg and got it out early. Here's James Letter. Good work there from Chianese. Knežević wants it played. Ball went out of the field. It'll be a throw to the SD Raiders. Final 10 minutes now. In fact, 9 to go at Ernie Smith Reserve. Hasn't been too many stoppages. Can't imagine more than 3 or 4 minutes of stoppage time added. Mako turns away, sees some space, now turning into trouble and playing Figuera into a tough position. The Raiders still have possession at the moment, but not really going anywhere with the ball. McGrath looks to switch play. Knežević look to flick it on. Chianese gets there first ahead of Krlic. Hannigan stops on the ball. Knežević wants it played to feet. Chianese goes back to Letter. They've had a lot of the ball here, the SD Raiders, but not where they need to have the ball. Seem to be getting stuck in this middle part of the park, and now Knežević looks to spice things up with a forward pass toward Eramugo, and no one there running into the space. Knežević was back here whipping the ball in. Hannigan looking for Eramugo, and that's a disappointing ball from Cooper Hannigan. Ball played forward toward Tilo. Rag gets back. Plays it forward. McGrath to Letter. I feel as though Knežević looks as though he's the one that'll get an opportunity if one presents itself to the SD Raiders as Hannigan drives forward and brought back down there by Protezina. There was no need for that from the substitute. Hannigan had lost the ball. Protezina had already committed to making the foul. Eramugo, good turn from him. Keeps the ball, still Robbie Eramugo. Blocked by Glassick. That was a good chance for the SD Raiders. And now Tilo can break the other way. Another game where the Raiders have been right in it. And in this one, In fairness, Sydney United hasn't really created a clear-cut opportunity. Set pieces have been their go-to. United won't care though. All that matters for them is the 3 points. Knežević wants this one played forward and doesn't quite go where it was intended, but great first touch and a great ball forward. Hannigan now looking to whip the early ball in. Dealt with by McGing. Kulic does enough to head that one out. Apia still lead. Blackdown 3-2. First, Chianese looking for Malbasha here. And they haven't cleared their lines entirely here, United. Now they have. NSW's managed to find an equaliser against Marconi. Spirit and St. George still 0-0. Malfarra goes down. Foul by Knez. And De Oliveira and Malfarra getting into it there. And Cooper Hannigan getting involved as well. Probably one that doesn't need to get involved. Yellow card for De Oliveira, yellow card for Malfarra.
Reaction to what? The guy standing on top of him, man. Jesus Christ!
Free kick now for the SD Raiders. Publish is trying to marshal his defence and ensure that they're fully focused here. Malfarra now to deliver this ball into the box. Great delivery. Bounces in the area. Chianese still there for Chianese. Looked as though he took a deflection, but Eramugo keeps it in anyway. Rag now. Got bodies in the box, the SD Raiders, but Tilo breaks that down, and now United break. Krislovic burst into the box, brought down by Hannigan. Late whistle. Hannigan could go here. It looks as though it's going to be a yellow, and it is a yellow for Cooper Hannigan. United fans wanted a red. Last man challenge. They didn't get it though. I have to settle for the yellow, and a free kick in a good position, but Kobe Otilo led that counter well. Krislovic though, with that burst of pace. Such a dangerous player moving in that direction. Spirit have scored with 30 minutes to go at Christie Park. Can Sydney United settle it with a couple minutes to go in this one of the 90? No Tomoki Wada. Carlos De Oliveira is there. What can the Sydney United number 10 produce from this position? 4 men in the wall for the home side. And straight into that wall goes De Oliveira. Knez so strong. De Oliveira will go to the corner now. Use all of his experience to eat away at the clock. Last touch off the SD Raiders. Throw-in for United on the far side. United doing well to eat at the clock, and have been doing that since the start of the second half. I did say I expect 3 or 4 minutes, but there could be more because of that. I didn't take that into consideration earlier. Krislovic using his body well. Krislovic across goal. No one arriving at the back post. Here's Platezhina. Cross comes in. Headed away by McGrath. Rag has to get there first. He does. And releases Robert Eramugo. Good ball for Rag, who just gets there ahead of the defender. And now releases Knežević. He loves these situations. Luka Knežević feeds in Chianese. Look to cut the ball back. They get a corner. as we will cross over into the 90th minute by the time Knežević delivers his ball into the box. Everyone forward. Everyone in the United half for the Raiders. Cross comes in, decent delivery, flicked on. Falls here to Rag, who has a go from distance, but well over the bar. United survive and escape there. Coming closer and closer. Pavlicic takes his time over the kick. Sends it forward. McGrath wins the header. Rose cleans up as he has done all game. Mako turns away from Rose. Wins the foul. He'll be frustrated there because he got beyond Rose. Mako playing against his former club. 4 minutes of time added on. 4 minutes for the SD Raiders to find an equaliser. And a silly foul by Malfarra, and he'll go here. Second yellow card for Sebastian Malfarra. He sees his second yellow. Red card to him. There's an unnecessary challenge to make. He's asking why, but didn't need to slide in there.
Seb, get off the field. Seb, get off. Hurry up, let's go,
And the worst thing here for the SD Raiders, they'll be now without Malfarra next week at least.
I'm with you, it's okay. You don't have to get angry with me. It's fine. I'm the wrong bloke to get angry with.
Tomilic will come here.
Let's go, Ref, come on.
Come on for the last couple of minutes. Carlos de Oliveira. Another top performance from de Oliveira. He likes that. As Anthony Tomilic comes on in his place, the Sydney United veteran.
You can see that as well. You can see that as well. Fucking talk on your fucking mic.
Malfarra will talk himself into a lengthier suspension. We've had a minute 30 now since the red card, and I'm not sure why Malfarra just doesn't jump the fence. We'll see if the referees add here. There's been about a minute 30. There's about a minute 30 there from the red card, so it'll be interesting to see if the SD Raiders get that extra 90 seconds back. Goal kick taken short to McGrath. Rag cuts infield. McGrath. Will the SD Raiders get one final opportunity? They've deserved the chance. Well, will they get it? Figuera sends this one long. Kulic just gets enough on that. Hannigan was creeping in behind. Knežević gives the ball away. Tomilic reads the pass. Good work there from Knežević to see that letter was available for the pass. Mako gets there before Knez. Knez, 2 hands over his former teammate. Is this the final chance? There's a minute to go of the 4 that was added, but again, like I said, there's about 90 seconds of stoppage for the red card. Knežević will take it. Bit of confusion as to who will take the set piece. Knežević clips it toward Hannigan. Kulic gets enough on that again. Hannigan Does he win a corner? He does. This is the final opportunity of the game for the SD Raiders. Figuera stays. Doesn't go. Not sure why Hannigan's not in the box as well. There's nothing left. You got to throw it all. Near post. Here comes a cross goal. Is someone there to poke it home? Mako goes down. And the foul goes against Mako for diving. What wasn't the best corner almost turned out to be the perfect ball for the SD Raiders. But I think that'll be that. There should be a minute still to be played, but who knows? Bit of colour added to the game here. Pavlicic get us restarted, and another stoppage. It's about 30 seconds now as the ground staff remove the flare. It's thrown on the park by the United fans. We still haven't got restarted. Not sure why we haven't started yet. Now we have. Pavlicic sends it forward. Headed away. SD Raiders need the ball on the other side of the park, and it's where it goes toward But McGing. Strong in the air again. Now Knez. So smart from Adrian Knez. Knez wins a foul, and that should do it. Intelligence from the youngster. Took the ball to the corner, waited for the contact, went down, won the foul. And that should be that. Another 3 points headed to Denza Park. 5 from 5. Perfect start for Miro Vlastelica. Unless there's enough time for one more attack for the home team. And there won't be. That is the full-time whistle. A brave SD Raiders go down by 1-0 to Sydney United 58, who continue their unbeaten start to 2026, making it 5 wins from 5 games. On top of the table, on top of the world at the moment. Sydney United exactly where they want to be. Lots of positives for the SD Raiders, despite not getting the result today. Great structure, some half-decent chances created as well in the second period. And Goran Ljuboja's team is getting closer to that first win in the National Premier League's Men's New South Wales competition. Tomokiwara with the only goal, a spectacular free kick midway through the first half. The difference here today at Ernie Smith. Full time, SD Raiders 0, Sydney United 58, 1.